today with some Sufi circles. So sitting cross-legged, spine nice and tall, shoulders down and back, lowering the spine, and slow down your breath. Just resting your hands, palms down on your knees. We're going to start by rotating the upper body, small circles to loosen up your hips. And then gradually start to grow those circles. As you do, sync your Sufi circles with your breath, inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you go back. Now we're going to take a bit of a cat-cow here. So as we inhale forward, opening the chest, drawing the shoulders back. As we exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. So growing the Sufi circles, getting a bit more movement into the spine as your body starts to warm up and loosen up. Keeping that link between your breath and your movements. Beautiful. And then come back to neutral position, sitting up nice and tall. Let's swap our legs over, creating some balance. Again, finding those sit bones, straightening up the spine to start, relaxing your shoulders, and then take your circles the other direction. So whichever way you naturally want to move in, change the direction of those circles, creating balance. We always favor one side, so by consciously working on the other side, we're balancing ourselves out. So we start off with our small circles, with our spine long, and again, gradually grow those circles. Start to link in your breath, inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you go back, and add your cat-cow. Let's bring the chest forward, shoulders back, and then round the spine, chin to chest on the exhale. Really bring that lovely movement into your hips, into your spine, into your shoulders. Unless otherwise specified, and unless you have a cold, try breathing in and out through your nose. All those little hairs in the nose help purify the breath. Also warm it if you're practicing this in winter. Just keeping nice warm breath flowing in and out of the body. And most importantly, it helps you keep the breath long and steady. So we're not gasping at any point as our practice progresses and becomes a bit more physical. And bring yourself back to neutral. Beautiful. We're going to interlace the fingers, send palms up to the sky, nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, side stretch over to the right. Excellent, and then inhale back to center. Let's breathe out, switch to the left. Inhale to center. And release your hands, interlace your fingers behind your back, draw your knuckles to the back of the room, and then lift them away from the floor. Keeping the spine long, keeping the shoulders away from your ears. Beautiful. Let's release those hands, bring fingertips to the floor in front of you, walk yourself down into a fold, stretching out the back of your body, reaching those fingertips away, but always stretching just to a point where you feel the stretch, never any discomfort, and ease your body into it. If it's cold, your body won't be as flexible or as comfortable as if it were warm, so always adapt to the temperature, adapt to how your body's feeling, and breathe. Walk your hands back in towards you. We're going to come over our knees into a tabletop position. So your wrists are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. And come into the traditional cat-cow, dropping the belly, inhale, lift the chin. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, round your spine, chin to chest. muscles stretching. And focus on that length between your breath and your movement. As you inhale, opening the chest, opening the front of the body. As you exhale, squeezing that air out, drawing your abdominals in. Let's take one more deep breath. And return to the neutral position. Extend your right leg long, so your heels in line with your hip. We're going to draw in the lower abdominal, slight tuck of the tailbone, but keep that heel lifted. So you start to feel the right glute on the right side of your bottom warm up and engage. We're then going to circle the right ankle, round one way, and round the other. And keep that right leg lifted off the floor, sweep it round to the outside of your right hand. You can help it here if you need to, dropping yourself into a low lunge. And just checking that your front knee is directly over your ankle. And once you feel you're in a good position here, we're going to start our lunge rocks. Just slowly sending the hips backwards and forwards. Paying quite a lot of attention to our hips this morning, making sure that they're nice and loose and open before we start our flow sequence. Now, if this is a challenge for you, you can have a block or a book even under your hands, just to raise the hands up a little bit. So make any allowances that your body needs. Lovely. Let's sweep the right leg back into our tabletop position. Just make sure, once again, wrists on the shoulders, knees are on the hips. Extend your left leg long. Heel in line with the hips. Draw in the abdominals and circle the left ankle. Now we want to think of our spine as extending from the tailbone through to the crown of the head. So rather than looking up, we're looking down. We're going to look directly below our nose to the floor, so that we continue this straight line right to the crown. Just change the direction of your circles and your feet or foot. And keeping that foot lifted, sweep it round to the outside of your left hand, dropping into your low lunge, checking this beautiful vertical line in your shin. Let's make our way into our lunge rocks. Nice little wake up for the hamstrings as well as loosening up the hips. So many yoga poses and movements have multiple benefits, and not just physical. But that is something that you will grow to learn and understand more and more with your practice as it develops. Lovely. Let's sweep the left leg back to our tabletop. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips to the sky for a downward facing dog. Now, if you're confident in your down dog, you can stay here, stretching it out. If you'd like a few pointers, just drop down back down to your knees, so you can have a look up at me. What is commonly done in a down dog is people tend to have their shoulders over their wrists. So if you imagine somebody standing behind you with their fingertips on your hips pulling you backwards, you can soften your knees here. You want the tailbone to go up and the chest to go down. So we're creating a straight line from the wrists through the shoulders all the way up to the hips. And if that means a bend in your knee, then bend your knees. The priority here is your spine. Likewise with this extension all the way to the crown of your head, rather than looking up between your hands, which creates a crook in your neck, or up to your belly button, which really puts a bit of strain on the back of your neck. And keep that straight line. So your shoulders are by your ears, your eye gaze between your toes. Then let's bend one knee and then the other, pedal out your down dog. Shifting the weight from side to side, waking up all of those juicy muscles in the hamstrings and the glutes, in the back. And then taking little steps, walking your feet up towards your hands, come to a forward fold at the top of your mat. Keep your feet Exhale, hands to floor. Then left arm, lift into a twist, so we're twisting in towards the knee. We're going to hold here. Take eye gaze up to the ceiling and reach that straight line from your bottom wrist all the way up to your top fingertips. Give your bottom a squeeze and float the twist. So we keep facing the left side of our mat. Bring our arms to horizontal. Get that beautiful twist through the body. Strengthen the abdominals, strengthen the glutes, and steady breathing. Let's circle the hands to either side of the front foot. Step back to a half plank position. Take an inhale. On your exhale, slightly tilt the tailbone up, lower chest and chin just hovering above the mat, elbows stay squeezed in. And then inhale, drop your hips, lift to cobra, shoulders away from your ears. As you exhale, tuck toes under, lift hips to downward facing dog. Let's inhale, right leg to three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hips to the side of the room for lamp post. We're going to come high onto the toes of the left foot. Bring your right knee into your chest and then shift the weight forward. So we're coming into a plank position. Nose to knee. Let's go back to three-legged dog and back to down dog. Swapping those legs over. Inhale, left leg to three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hips to lamp post. Lift high into the toes of your right foot, taking an inhale. As you exhale, left knee into chest, round the spine, shifting forward into your plank nose to knee. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, down dog. An option here to step your right foot between your hands, or if you prefer, drop the knees and then take your foot between your hands. Bringing palms together, arms overhead, and Jalyasana. You're welcome to stay here, reaching those fingertips up to the sky, or if you'd like a bit more, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. And then drop your hips low, reach the fingertips high, and if you wish, take a little back bend, eye gaze up to the sky. Just maintaining strength in your glutes, just squeezing that bottom for stability. Bringing your hands to either side of the front foot. We're going to kick that back leg up into a standing split. You're welcome to have softness in your right leg. Hold and breathe. And then bend into your standing leg, bring the feet hip distance apart. Inhale, sweep arms overhead, palms together. We're going to twist to the And then perhaps if you're working on your down dog, and this is more for advanced practitioners, but anybody can give it a go. Find this rib cage and draw the rib cage in. Feel that strength that comes into your body. Beautiful. Let's inhale, right leg to three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hips to lamp post. Inhale, three-legged dog. We're going to exhale, bring the knee into the chest, but this time, thread the leg under the left side of the body, and then lift your left arm up to the sky for rock star. So we have the right foot just rested down on the floor for stability, making lots of triangles here. Let's take left hand back down, leg back up to three-legged dog, and back to down dog. Swapping those legs over. Left leg lifts to three-legged dog. We open the hips to lamp post as we exhale. Inhale. And then bring knee into chest. Thread it under the right side of your body. Right arm lifts up to the sky for rock star. Hold and breathe. Let's bring right hand back down to the ground. Right leg back to